Imperial pattern, an unknown class of power armor referenced in but a handful of sources. Imperial patterned power armor is described as a highly idiosyncratic design notable for a helmet not unlike that of the much later Mark VI, for a distinctly archaic arrangement of vents and joints, and for lacking the flared greaves so distinctive of the known classes. In these sources, the wearers of this class also bear a singular weapon thought to be related to the almost obsolete Valkite, some manner of disintegration beamer. Disintegration weapons are a type of human archaeotech. Relics from the dark age of technology, these weapons can reduce a target to atoms in the blink of an eye. Though highly dangerous, few remain in Imperial use, and the ones that do are revered beyond measure. Space Wolf's runic armor. In ancient times, the Space Wolf's Legion was known to have among its most prized panoply of war a number of highly customized suits of artificer armor, known as etheric rune armor, which was fitted with intricately woven psychoetheric induction circuitry which acted as a lodestone, absorbing and negating psychic forces directed against the wearer. These artifacts were believed to be produced, albeit in very limited amounts, by the Legion itself, although from what pattern or rare materials remain unknown. To the idiosyncratic beliefs of those within the Legion, the phenomenal protection the armor provided was due to the ritual rune patterns the circuitry formed, which they believed armored the warrior's soul as much as it did their flesh, while Imperial observers dismissed this notion as mere superstition and pointed to an underlying, if ill understood, technological basis to these rare and uniquely forged suits of armor. In the 41st millennium, the Space Wolves still grant valiant members of their chapter specially crafted suits of power armor inscribed with psychic runes of protection by the Space Wolf rune priests, essentially that unusual chapter's unique librarians. These runes provide the wearer of runic armor with an enhanced defense against psychic attacks. This armor is created by the Space Wolves chapter's Iron Priests, Tech Marines, and officially codified by the Adeptus Mechanicus as the Mark X Lupio pattern. Though the suits can look like any of the standard patterns of power armor described above, though because of their antiquity, many of these suits are earlier patterns than the Mark VI, those valiant enough to be gifted runic armor are doubly blessed, for their shield is not only the pinnacle of the Iron Priest's art, but also the work of the mystic rune priests. Sisters of Battle Power Armor. All sisters, with the exception of the Sisters Repentia, are equipped with a suit of Adeptus Sororitas power armor, though Sororitas power armor provides the same level of protection as suits worn by the Space Marines. The lack of a black carapace means the Battle Sister cannot fully interface with the armor and so lacks the same strength enhancement and other advanced life support features found in Astartes power armor. Still, Sororita's power armor does improve the user's strength and allows them to better handle heavy weapons more easily. The Sabbat patterned Sororita's helm has been a standard part of this power armor since the mid-38th millennium. In addition to a comlink and rebreather unit for limited operation in a total vacuum, the helmet includes full-spectrum filtering and psychoocular buffering to assist the less physically durable human mind from being rendered insensible by battlefield conditions. For the Battle Sisters of the Calixus sector, this helm is issued only after they have proven themselves worthy of wearing it. Custodes power armor. Generally, the custodes are larger and much more powerful than Space Marines, however they are far more similar to the legendary Thunder Warriors, as they were created by a similar process. The armor of the custodes is a finely wrought form of power armor, greater than that of even Astartes models, made with auramite rather than ceramite. The Adeptus custodes are clad in finely wrought golden armor. Each suit is custom-made and fitted to its wearer, a work of art in its own right. The name of its owner is inscribed within the interior of the suit. Each suit is inlaid with gem mined from Terra itself and cut by skilled artisans. These will be changed whenever the custodian switches roles to reflect their new position. Their power armor is forged in the secret armories of the custodes, somewhere within the labyrinthine halls of the Imperial archives, and is made from auramite as opposed to ceramite. The servos and motors of the custodes' armor are nearly completely silent. Custodes' power armor also include a built-in grav chute and internal air supply. Each suit's helmet includes an internal vox, an altimeter, ambient neutralizers, and hololithic schematic overlay map, Warwick battleplate, designed for the commanders of the Legio Custodes. These impressive armor suits are as much works of art as they are formidable bulwarks against the weapons of the enemy. Warwick demiplate, a lighter version of the Custodes' armor, designed for maximum maneuverability and minimal bulk. This allows clades of the custodes that rely more on speed for their protection to make the best use of their unique war gear. Warwick warplate, proof against small arms, and also incorporates a series of field generators that can repel even heavy ordnance. Moreover, the warplate's custom-fitted plating and artfully worked servo harnesses allow custodes to fully exploit their gene-forged physique on the battlefield. Overall, the power armor pattern is a supreme marvel of science and technology, and is far superior to the standardized power armor used by the Space Marines. Heraldry. The right shoulder guard of a custodian's armor depicts the Imperial Aquila, and all armor is adorned with precious gems harvested from the deeps of Terra and cut by skilled artisans. The color of the left shoulder guard clearly shows to which shield company or shield host a given custode belongs. For these purposes, the former takes precedence over the latter organizational tier. This coloration will often match the custodian's tabard, and also with any robes he may wear. The color of gems often depicts the shield company of the Adeptus custodes. When he switches such organization to another, gems are always carefully extracted from the armor of the custodes and replaced with those of a new, appropriate color. Bretine armor is a type of armor used by the Sisters of Silence. When a sister aspirant takes her final oaths of duty and says the last words she will ever utter aloud in her lifetime, she is given her panoply of war, the Bretine armor, the armor of the oath. It is a subpattern of technologically advanced battle gear which shares design elements with both the power armor of the Space Marines and the silicate mesh of selenite voidmail, though unlike either of those famed armors, it is not fully environmentally sealed or designed for extended operations. It does, however, provide formidable protection from ballistic impacts and directed energy weapons, and is tailored and forged uniquely to its intended wearer to allow for their complete freedom of movement and to augment their reaction speed. A number of variant components for Space Marine power armor are known to exist. Although designs and components are subject to variation, especially in the case of artificer armor, more standardized spin-off designs have been developed over the course of the Imperium's history. These include the Sarum and Phoenician pattern helmets, the latter of which was exclusively used by the Emperor's children, and the Praetor pattern power armor, which was locally produced at Viridia Forge by the Ultramarines in the later years of the Great Crusade. In addition, a number of Space Marine backpack units have been identified. Although the 35th, 36th, 37th millennium designs are usually used by Imperial Space Marines in the 41st millennium, a number of designs associated with older marks of power armor, such as the Mars and Phaeton pattern backpack units, are still used to some extent. Additionally, the Ambulus pattern backpack is a Crusade-era Imperial prototype that incorporated advanced thruster vents for use in void operations, but at the cost of decreased radiation shielding.